everybody. I'm in a different location today. How is everyone? I'm gonna move my water. I just see it. This is a repeat, not a repeat. This is actually a reschedule training. So a lot of you are probably going to watch it on replay. I'm not expecting I'm gonna have a lot of people on here, but I will definitely check in. So if you're watching it on replay, hello. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cheryl Hager. I founded two companies. I founded my cleaning business, Made Bright Cleaning, out of Boston, Massachusetts. But I also founded this group, Sisters Who Scale. I help cleaning business owners learn how to hire their dream teams, master the art of selling, and learn how to execute in your business. You can have that time freedom that you've always wanted. I have a cleaning company. It's called Made Bright. We're out of Boston, Mass. We're like 30 minutes north of Boston. You can check it out online. It's madebright.cleaning. That's MAIDBRITE.cleaning. My husband's a techie, so it's not .com, it's .cleaning. I no longer clean. Woo! I haven't for a while. I run the business. I took it from zero, so I founded the company. I took it from zero to over 650K, and we've surpassed that. I've done it in less than, I'll tell you about that in a minute, done it in less than 4 years. I founded the company when my husband saw how fast it was growing. Because I don't like to be complacent, he jumped in and helped, but I really founded it. So the best part is I work this company about 20 hours a week. How did I do that? People ask me all the time. With actionable steps, with leverage systems, and with focused execution. We just opened our second office a little while ago, so now we're covering 10 more towns. 2 years ago, we also opened our power washing division too, so now we do residential, commercial, and power washing. So that's a little bit about me. What do I do as a coach? People always ask me. I teach you how to do the same things that I did, that I still do, because I'm an active cleaning business owner. I run everything myself. So I teach you everything I do that works and to get you there faster. So usually people want to start with hiring. That seems to be the big hot button. Everyone wants to know how to hire correctly. It's truly an art. It's a skill of patience. It's a skill of people and a skill of sales. And not everyone that owns a cleaning business has those skills developed yet. So that's where I come in. I've been in your shoes. I've made bad decisions, and I've also made some good decisions. So I know what works, I know what doesn't work, and I give my clients the exact formulas that they need, not only to succeed, but to do it faster and better. So that's why my clients are getting cool, amazing results, and I just am so blessed that I can help everyone. So we've all had toxic employees, right? We know what they look like. I'm taking this Apple Watch off. It's a pain. It's like going off as I'm talking. We all know what toxic employees look like. They're bad apples. They could be crappy workers. They could be toxic, negative. They can be drama-filled employees that are never happy, that are always complaining, always getting complaints on their work. So it could be, like a number of things. But you as a business owner need coverage. You need to cover the clients. The clients need their houses cleaned. So you can't do the schedule without the employees, right? So this is the hard thing. It's a constant struggle. I know. I know, because I do all the hiring in my company, okay? I do all the hiring. I have my trainers train them, but I trained everyone in the beginning, okay? So I know how to recognize it quick. I nip it in the bud, and I let someone go. I fire fast. I hire fast. I fire faster, if that makes sense, okay? So your job as the CEO of your company is to do two things: fill the schedule with high-paying clients, and keep your staff liking their jobs so they keep showing up for work. So those are the two main things. If there's a struggle with this part, you need to look inward, right? Everyone wants to look outward. Everyone wants to point the finger and say, oh, it's this, it's that, and they don't want to work, and blah, blah, blah. The first thing you need to do is you need to look inward, okay? Look at your systems, see if there's a flaw, see where there is a flaw, okay? You're always going to have some sort of employee fluctuation because this is the service industry business and we're not paying $100,000 salaries, right? Does this make sense? You're always going to have some fluctuation to some point, okay? That's just sort of the nature of business. Your goal is to make most of your staff be with you a long time, and then you're going to have a couple that are going to come and go, and that's just the way it's going to be, right? So people have life changes, people move, they get pregnant, okay? These things have happened to me, so I'm speaking from experience. I've had people move out of state, I've had people get pregnant, I've had people get pregnant and move out of state. I've had all different types of things. I've had people work and get cancer. I've had all kinds of things. Things change. It is life. You need to be fluid with that, right? So, or they come and work for your company and they figure out that they don't like to professionally clean for a living, okay? And it wasn't a good fit for them. So, and they quit. That's going to happen, right? Or they come to your company and your company environment is too toxic, which was either created by you or another employee. That's how it becomes toxic. It's either you or another employee. And we never want to look at ourselves and be like, we're toxic or we're dramatic, but rule it out. Look at yourself first and say, is there something I could do better? Am I the drama queen, right? And if you're not, hopefully you're not, then you look to see inside who is the drama queen, okay? In my interviews, I specifically tell them that my company is a drama-free company. We don't tolerate it. It doesn't stay in our clan too long. If I can sense an employee is causing drama, I get to the root of it right away and I let that person go. I do not wait on this, okay? I'm not playing around. This is my company. Things need to run smoothly. So usually at the first sign of it, when it is, of course, brought to my attention, because sometimes they don't want to, bring it to your attention, I get to the bottom of it. And why do I do this so quickly? Because drama and toxicity is a cancer to your business. It will come in like a tidal wave. It'll wreck your business. It'll unravel all of your hard work, put a strain on the other employees, which could cause them to quit. And that's the last thing we want anyone to do, because at the end of the day, you, Miss CEO, has to cover the schedule, and you're not going out and cleaning 40 houses a week by yourself. Not happening. So the problem is you're meshing all kinds of different people when you hire. So they're forced to work with each other. If you're doing teams, they're in cars, okay? And sometimes maybe not everyone will get along. So how do you recognize a toxic employee? There's many forms of them, toxicity in the workplace. So let's talk about a few of them. I'm gonna check in and see if anyone's actually on here live before we see. If anyone is on here, say hello to me. Hey, Leslie. Gloria. Hi, Vivian. Vivian, how are you? All right, we got 3 people on, we're going. So first thing that you're gonna look for is a negative attitude. Toxic employees often display a consistently negative attitude, complaining frequently, spreading pessimism, right, among the colleagues. I have one now. I'm trying to figure out what to do with. This is real life stuff, right? Here's what this looks like when I come in to my office in the morning. I hate my houses today. I don't feel like working. I'm just gonna take my time, and I don't care if I'm late to all my houses. Or, I hate that client. Or, can you take this house or that house off of my route today? I just don't feel like doing it. So has anyone heard anything like that before that has employees? That is the negative attitude I'm talking about. So this one in particular girl, and she's a great girl, she's been with us a year and a half. She's been with us through a pregnancy. She left, had a baby, came back. That's good, right? That's good retainment. If they're leaving, going to have a baby and coming back, I felt really blessed. She's a great cleaner. She always shows up, right? But she's got some stuff going on in her life personally, and she's bringing it to work. So we had to have a talk with her, all right? And she just is having a hard time kicking it. Seems to be a little bit better this week, which is good. So she will need to figure it out, or I'm going to have to separate her from the rest of the group. Right now, she's a team leader. She works in teams of 2, because my other staff is coming to me and saying it's affecting them. So as soon as that happens, I have to step in and be like, hey, what's going on here, right? I'm all over it. So we had a talk with her, and we were like, hey, what's going on? Like, why is this happening? And she had a situation, it was something with her check. Her bank didn't cash her check. She was without a paycheck for 5 days, and she's got a little baby. And she asked us if we could forward her, like a certain amount so she could go and, get formula or whatever she did for the baby 2 days early before payday. And we did, because we're cool like that, right? We're good. We know when someone's taking advantage of us and someone isn't. And it's taken us a while to figure that out, but we gave it to her. As soon as that happened, she dropped the attitude, because the other girls were like, hey, you can go work for another company, but no one's going to do that for you. So she kind of snapped out of it a little bit. She's still overall like pessimistic, but it's been a little bit better. So house cleaning is a hard enough job. We all know that, right? For those of us that have started in the field, we know what it's like to clean, okay? So your job as the boss is to find as many happy people who love to clean to fill your roster, because you don't mesh negativity with physical labor, because it's too hard. That becomes a breeding ground for disease. You have to have happy people that love coming to work, that love their staff. Otherwise, you're going to lose people, right? You're going to lose people like crazy. So number one is the negative attitude. Number two, gossiping and spreading rumors. So when you have all females, which I would probably say 75% of our staff is, in general, like all of us cleaning business owners, it's mostly women that are cleaning, right? So when you have all females, there's always going to be a certain level that you will see. You're going to see the gossiping and the rumors. You're going to see it coming in and out, right? Because let's face it, girls can be a little chatty. We all know that. But you don't want someone like out and out talking bad about another employee. Like that's not on the list, okay? You have to leave that outside, okay? So you always want to train your teams to have a positive attitude towards their employees, because they have to work together in close-knit situations. They're driving the same car together. They're required to be team players in the houses, right? Helping one another. So one person takes on one task, one's doing the other. You know how the routine goes, right? So they have to play nice. They have to get along, okay? So this is a team effort going out in the field. They are the face of your company. So the good juju energy has to be flowing out there, because your customers are going to be able to feel bad energy, okay? And you can't send bad energy into houses. It's a breeding ground for getting cancellations, right? Each and every one of our clients looks forward to your crew, right? Each one of mine, your clients, they all look forward to their crews coming and cleaning their house. And you owe it to your clients to put good staff in their houses. You and I wouldn't want drama bitches that are all bringing all their negative energy into their homes. We know that. You don't want that, right? So reverse the situation for a second. Look at this through the customer's eyes to really understand this. So if you see someone that's constantly talking about other team members, keep the radar on, keep your eye out for it, okay? This is the first thing I do to assess how valuable they are to the team. I have a way of grading people, which I'm not going to go into here. I do go into it in my coaching because it's a little more in-depth. So I have a grading system that I grade people by. So when someone starts failing my grading system, I start to look for their replacement. I get ahead of this, okay? The biggest thing I can teach you is to get ahead of everything, okay? So then if you're ahead of everything, you're prepared. So when that person eventually does quit or eventually starts not showing up, you're already prepared. You already have pressed offer letter on that gusto when you get someone else coming through the door, okay? All right, and you're not even fazed by it. You're not losing any sleep over it. That's the way it goes. So there is always a shelf life to this job, or any job really, right? But to this job, because it's so physical. So as a boss, you need to always be prepared that not everyone is going to stay forever, and that's okay. It is okay. And you will see when someone is starting to turn into a bad apple. You can see it happening. You just need to figure out if you can fix it and get the apple healthy again, or you're going to throw the apple out and buy a new apple, which is basically firing them and go get a new apple, going to get a new applicant. Okay, so that's how I kind of look at it. I kind of look at it like bad apples, good apples. So we throw in this one out, you know. I may sound insensitive to you, but it's just because my mental health and my sanity was worth more than let all of this drama and confusion and stuff bring me down. Okay, so I'm not like this anymore, which usually when I start working with my clients, they're like this, they're all emotional and up and down, and then over time I show them they gotta just be like this and be cool, calm, collective. You're hiring, you're firing, you're training people, you're bringing new people on. It's just one division of your business. So that is number 2. Number 3 is lack of accountability. You might see this in a toxic employee, okay? A toxic employee may refuse to take responsibility for their actions, okay? Blaming others or external factors for their mistakes. You will see this a lot. How many of you have seen this before? If you get a complaint, they blame the client because the client made them start cleaning upstairs, which threw them out of routine, which we know that can throw you out of routine, or they want you to start in the office because they have a Zoom or whatever, right? So this stuff can be common, especially with more people working from home. So when training new employees, it's important to train them on how to look inward first, okay? Look what they could have done better and how their actions influence a different outcome for a situation. If you can get them to think about how they could have changed the situation by their actions, you diffuse this, okay? You diffuse like this, oh, I have a million excuses for you attitude, because you're going to get that sometimes. So at the end of the day, your team leaders are responsible for what happens. So I always hold them accountable when I get a complaint. I always go to them first. I say, what happened? Right? They're the ones supposed to be doing the quality control. It's them. You have to go to them first, but not in a yeah. You don't want to be like yelling and screaming at them, right? You have to have a very diplomatic way so you hear what happened. There's always 2 sides to a story. Remember that. There's the client's story, there's the cleaner's story. There is always 2 sides. And if any of you have been in the field, which most of you have been in the field, you know this for a fact, okay? There's always 2 sides. So your team leads are supposed to do a final walkthrough at the end of each house. So I know if I get a complaint about work, it falls on them. Most of my team leads don't get complaints, but again, this one employee I have right now is doing a little bit of a nosedive. We're hoping we can get her out of it. She's having some problems with that, right? So it's my job to figure out why, and if as a boss I can offer support to get her head back in the game, because it wasn't a game at one point, okay? Because she's amazing, but she's having some challenges at home, like I said. So, and those will directly affect the work, right? It's just normal, right? We're dealing with human beings. We're not dealing with robots. If we want robots, we got to open a McDonald's, because McDonald's is going to replace all of their employees with robots because they're sick of their employees. So that is what's going on there. So that was number 3. Number 3 is, oh, did I do it? That is lack of accountability was number 3. So number 4 is poor teamwork. Okay, these people struggle to work collaboratively, often undermining their teammates' efforts or displaying a lack of cooperation. So this is a team player business. If you're running in teams, right? We do a mix of solo and teams. This should be discussed at the interview, okay? You're looking for people who have experience in this way and are used to working in teams. If you have teams, if you have solo cleaners, it's going to be a little bit of a different issue that will arise, right? So it's a team-oriented job. Don't hire someone that's a recluse unless you're going to train them how to be solo, and they're so good you can put them out in solo right away, okay? You need staff that mesh well personality-wise for this teamwork to happen, okay? Teamwork should be discussed at all of your meetings and emphasized, because as a boss, you need to be a team player too. You can't just bark at everyone and make everyone else be a team player. You need to be a team player too. You have to walk the walk You have to talk the talk. So if your staff sees you out in the field every once in a while, or going to do a quality control check, or a walkthrough, or a new house I haven't been in yet. I did 2 the other day, okay, that were just like cut up and they're a little bit like different. So I wanted to make sure they had a good sense of the house. You will be more likely to get that team effort from them because they know you have their back, and they know you are wanting and helping them reach success with the job. This is a really big thing. Yes, we all want to be absentee owners, but you need to jump in the field every once in a while, okay? If you want them to perform and to make you money, you need to be in there with them every once in a while. I don't mean going and cleaning. I mean, if you want to bang out a kitchen here or there, sometimes I'll do that here and there, just to let them know that I'm still there, right? That's totally fine. It's a good thing to do. But go on some quality controls, walk them through some deep cleans, you know, be there for them on their hard job so they know that you have their back. It's massive. It's just massive, right? You're part of the team, but you're the big head honcho team leader, but you're still part of the team. Does that make sense? Let me see if we're getting any comments here. Hello, Avery. Hi, Stacy. Tamika. I like teams of 2 and solo. Both of them make you money. Anything over 3-person team stinks, 4-person teams worse. They just don't make you money. Hi, Dallas. Hi. I'm good, Vivian. Thank you. Vivian says, a lady I know has employees and I was told her employees fight outside the client's home. That's craziness. I wouldn't tolerate that. They'd all be fired. I'd close down for like 2 weeks and I'd hire new people. But yeah, that's the situation. That's the situation with that. So the next one is resistance to feedback. So these types of toxic employees, they resist constructive feedback and are unwilling to improve their skills or behavior. These are difficult, right? You really need people who want to improve, who can take constructive criticism from the get-go, from the start, right? This should also be discussed when you're hiring. Tell them this is a very detail-oriented job, and when you have the right training system in place, you know there's a certain way, you know, that you do things, right? And you need to express to them that they need to be done a certain way because it can be duplicated. So this involves training people and telling them that you're helping them to become better. So you have to stress that this is a system, this is a duplication. However your training systems are laid out, I have a specific way that every house is done, that every deep clean is done. We don't vary from this, okay? So that's how that looks. So when I have to talk to someone, a staff member, about what they missed, I let them tell their story. What happened in the house, I say. I let them talk, okay? And I let them give suggestions as to how the situation could have had a better outcome if this was put into place, or a better walkthrough was done at the end of the job, okay? So your goal is not to be a jerk, not to yell and scream, be a psycho. No one wants to work for a psycho. But to get your point across where they don't feel badgered and hurt by your criticism, right? So by actually respecting them and lifting them up, even though you're giving them, you know, constructive criticism, right? So you're almost empowering them, even though you're serving constructive criticism, you're empowering them at the same time. So you need to give them the tools they need to be successful. And if the delivery is done correctly, you won't have any problems with this, okay? It's when you don't have the skills or don't know how to deliver this is when you will have issues, okay? There's a lot of things like, you know, some cleaning business owners say, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Sometimes you can't see it. Sometimes you're so close. So that's where I come in sometimes, because I know how to ask the right questions, and I know how to see, like, you know, if something's not done right, if the ad isn't being written correctly, if it isn't attracting the right people. You know, your ad needs to say certain things. Your ad for people is a sales ad, believe it or not. And I have a whole section on mine. In my trainings, I have a whole section on that, and so it works. So it's when you don't know how to deliver, this is when you have issues. So I work with my clients, like I said, on better delivery of criticisms for their employees. So if anyone is interested in hearing about that, hit me up on the DM. The next one is low productivity. So toxic employees may consistently underperform. They clean really slow. They miss their times allotted for the house, or they fail to meet expectations, impacting the overall team's effectiveness. So I always say it takes a good 30 days before you can see a new employee's potential when it comes to speed. So it'll take a bit of time to get them faster because they're still learning the houses, they're still learning the routine. Once they've had a couple of passes through most of the houses, which is a couple of months, okay, they gain confidence and the routine's going to speed up. I tell everyone 30 days for skill, 60 days for speed, okay? You want to make sure they're not getting burned out. You want to make sure they don't have an injury or anything crazy like that, right? So when an employee starts to slide down the negative cycle, you will also see a slower pace in productivity. So your goal is to monitor this and to start conversations early on to see why they might be slowing down. So ultimately your staff should go at an even pace, not trying to, speed clean all the time. There are times that you need to speed clean and there are times that you can't speed clean because it's too dirty, okay? So this will of course lead to healthier expectations and it will prevent missed items as well as a better clean, a better reputation, better reviews, okay? So that is the next one, is how to deal with someone that's giving you low productivity. All right, is this making sense? If this is making sense, say making sense. The other one, which I hate, is manipulative behavior. So these people employ manipulative tactics such as gaslighting or playing mind games, okay? Trying to undermine or control other staff members. If an employee is disgruntled about something, that can often start to build this manipulative behavior. So oftentimes this is just who they are as a person, and this type of behavior is very difficult to see in an interview. I'm not going to lie to you. You're not going to see everything in an interview, right? Unfortunately, this is the one where you won't see until after you hire them. So that's just kind of what happens sometimes, right? So it could take some time before it develops. So if you see it, this is when you need to fluff your peacock feathers, okay? What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. I have this team lead who's amazing. Her quality control is the best I've seen. The best I've seen. Never gets complaints, right? Crazy. Clients request her. Clients request her all the time, more than anyone else. She always has a positive attitude. Sounds like a dream employee, right? Right, I want to duplicate her. Sometimes she gets in her moods where she doesn't want to train someone. She's a team lead. She's my quality control. She's one of my trainers. So I've seen her sabotage training someone and say they aren't good after having them clean one bathroom, which is ridiculous because no one gets good after one bathroom. It was this one time she was getting ready to go on vacation and I had to have her train a new person, and I was going to make her work a little bit later because who's training a new person. She wanted to get out of work early to continue packing for a trip, and she gave me an attitude, and I had to pull the peacock. I pulled her in the office and I said, this is how I said it. I said, this is what I need you to do for me. I said, my other trainer is burnt out. I said, Liz is burnt out. We just got a complaint from a couple of clients. I didn't want to have her train anyone. I had to switch them out. And I explained to her why I said I needed her to help me on this, okay? So as I'm going, I was very calm. She was all uppity and, I gotta get out of work and this and I'm bringing the peacock, but I'm bringing it in a calm tone, okay? As soon as I communicated this with her, and she didn't realize the backstory that was going on with the other trainer being burnt out, and she's been with me 4 years, so I can tell her certain things, and it's between me and her. I've built a relationship this way with her, so she understood, okay? Her whole demeanor changed, and she said, she goes, I can do that. Just like that. I brought her from here to here. So I was also pep talking her at the same time, and she actually thanked me for the pep talk, which was super cool. But you're going to see this from time to time, and you need to know how to handle it. You need to know how to talk to people. You can't show them. You have to have a poker face here. You can't get all emotional and this and guffy and yell and stuff like that. So the more open lines of communication you have with your employees, the better off your situation is going to be with them. And they're going to know that you're a cool boss, right? They're going to know you're a cool boss, okay? I think the last one we are doing is, let me just check in, see if anyone has. Making sense. All right, cool. Hi, Sydney. Sydney's my rock star in North Carolina. Yes. All right, let's get back to this. So number 8 is disruptive presence. These types of employees create unnecessary drama, disruptions, distractions within the workplace, affecting the team morale, okay, and the productivity. And you can see them right away, right? They show themselves right away. So keep your eye on this if you see this. If you see an employee talking about other employees not too soon after they got hired, this is going to be a big red flag. This is going to be major trouble. We had one 3 months ago. It didn't even last 2 months. We got rid of her. Couldn't handle it. Nope. She started talking about employee after like 2 weeks. I'm like, see you later, lady. She was causing major disruptions, right, early on. So we had to pair her with the same partner all the time because she was the only one they got along with and worked well together, but mostly because she was disrupting everyone else, and everyone else didn't want to deal with their drama. My girls are so used to not having drama, they don't want to deal with someone with drama. So you have to separate it early on because, like I said earlier, drama can cause cancer very quickly in your organization, okay? You will see a person that loves drama show the fact early in their employment that they love drama, okay? You can try and talk to them about not talking about other employees, but you would think this would be common sense, right? So if you can curb it, good for you. It's difficult to do it. So you have to show your peacock feathers as a boss, see if this works. A dramatic person is tough to change, okay? It's like, I don't know, a jealous boyfriend, right? A dramatic person is like a jealous boyfriend. That's tough to change. So it all depends on how much you're willing to put up with this in your business. Maybe if they're dramatic, you may want to turn them into a solo cleaner so they're not working with people. That's another solution if their productivity is good, okay? So high employee turnover is because of toxic employees usually, okay? Either that or a toxic boss. It's one of the two. It's not too much more. Or if they decide, I don't want to clean for a living, it's too hard, right? So the turnover rates, as their behavior is negatively impacting the job satisfaction of others, okay? So it's important to remember these signs. They shouldn't be considered like as definite, proof of toxicity, but I mean, they're pretty close, right? Like, however, if you observe several of these behaviors over time, it may be an indication that this employee is toxic, right? So when dealing with such situations, it's recommended to address the behavior promptly through an open line of communication, set those clear expectations, okay, and provide support if they're needing it. You don't just want to be barking orders all the time, right? So in severe cases, disciplinary action or termination may be required. I've done it to maintain a healthy work environment. So does anybody have any questions? I want to know if anyone has any questions. Yo, Sydney, I love you. That's so nice. You create rock stars. No, Sydney, you do the work. You do the work. You're consistent. You execute and you do the work. So that's takes two. Does anybody have any questions? Let me know. So I wanted to let you all know I am starting to do video testimonials with my clients. They've either been private clients or they're in the accelerator program. And I think it's important for others to get a good understanding. And I'm doing these because I want you guys to understand what I do as a coach. So they're having massive breakthroughs. They're having massive sales breakthroughs, price increases, training their people, hiring, interviewing, stuff like that, right? So they're having massive breakthroughs. They're breaking through their fears. They're pushing through the hiring and firing. It's uncomfortable. They're pushing through it. They're creating great sales package presentations for themselves, and they're building their clientele at large rates, but in a healthy way, because they're setting up the right systems for themselves so they can handle the organization. Okay, and that's really important to say. So start watching out for those. I did one a couple weeks ago from Sam Grislak from Jay, Vermont. Sam has tripled her income and hired her first 3 employees in like 6 weeks, right? Craziness. She's getting a lot of results. She would not have been able to triple her income without these employees. So that's something that you have to make note of, okay? I helped her raise her prices. She was, on an hourly type deal, charging like that. That's over, okay? She dumped some clients who weren't willing to pay her prices and moved on, okay? And then started attracting better clients for her business. Yes, and she just passed a major milestone where she started charging $25 more an hour per cleaner. That was massive. And she closed 2 of the estimates she did last week. So that's a major breakthrough for Sam. So if you are currently a client and I haven't talked to you about it and you want to do a video testimonial, I would love to do a video testimonial. Let me know. It takes about 15-20 minutes. We record it on Zoom. We can do it on our next session or whatever. So let me know if you would love to do that. As you all know, I am going to be training at the ZenMade Summit. I'm so psyched. They're starting to shoot out everything on the ZenMade pages and the Cleaning Business pages. I don't know exactly when the date is because it's like a pre-recorded thing. So the summit is July 24th to July 28th. You can get free tickets, which gives you access to the trainings when they're actually played live, okay? Or you can get an all access pass for $97. What that does is that gives you access to them all the time. So let's say you're still in the field cleaning during the day and you can't watch them during the day, you will have access to them at night and whenever you want to log in and look, watch them, and I believe you get to keep them forever. Plus you get a ton of bonuses, up to $3,000 in bonuses from all different trainers. There's 40 trainers in the summit. It's pretty badass. So there's a lot of bonuses and stuff too. I'm gonna post, I think I posted something this morning. I know I've sent some of you the link about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I have an affiliate link. Amar sent me and all the other trainers affiliate links for the $97, so you can get that promotion and you get all those bonuses that I was telling you about as well. So I have a link for the page and I also have a link for my affiliate link as well to get that. So I wanted to pass that along. That's awesome. I love the ZenMade Summit. I've watched it every year and I am just so honored and so blessed that they asked me to actually be a trainer. So I'm pretty psyched. There's a snippet flying around the internet of me talking, and it talks about what I'm going to be speaking on, which is sales, which is one of my favorite topics, and how to become the #1 cleaning business in your community without spending a dime. Yep, we like that. We like free. It's how I built my business up to the $500,000 mark without a website. Yep. So that's what I'm going to be training on for that. So if you are interested, or if you feel that you're ready to get some private coaching or the group program, you need help, you want to scale, you want to get to the next level, or you're having trouble with employees, trouble with raising your prices, trouble with training your teams, DM me. Put a message there, DM me. I'd love to just have a conversation with you, let you know what I do, see if it's a fit. I'm not a fit for everyone. I like to work with people that are ready to move, right? That are ready to make some massive action that's gonna give you massive results. So I'm a no bull trainer. I push people to get their stuff done. So if you like that type of a trainer, I'm the one. Because I push people to do things. I push people to make them a little uncomfortable so they get movement and they get the success that they truly want. So let me see if anyone has any questions. Woo. So let me know. I'm here. I hope this was helpful. Toxic employees suck, right? Say it again. Toxic employees suck. We hate them. They're awful. They're awful in your business, but you need to get rid of them. So I hope this was helpful. I want you guys all to have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I will see you all soon. All right. Take care.